And I started thinking about how there can be this duality where we can be sensitive and understanding to what someone is going through, but it doesn't mean that we have to walk on eggshells. And it doesn't mean that we can't be excited for our own journey. And I think that this is a really important conversation because we do not need to dim our light for someone else just to be kind.
Welcome to Mama Has Goals, your weekly reminder that you shouldn't have to sacrifice your dreams to take on the role of mom. I'm Kelsey Smith, mom of 2 boys, wife, and entrepreneur who's passionate about helping other moms, current and aspiring, to reimagine mom life. I'm bringing you the resources, support, and relatability to debunk that limiting belief that you may have about your ability to achieve your goals while raising a human. We're covering everything from mom guilt, marriage, relationships, careers, finances, mental health, physical health, you name it. Your life doesn't have to fully shift once you become a mom. You can have it all, and we'll show you how.
At the time that I'm recording this, I am over 28 weeks pregnant. And this is my 3rd child. And I recently found myself in a situation where I felt really uncomfortable sharing about the joys of my pregnancy. And while I was sick my first trimester, and it has been a harder pregnancy than my other 2, I noticed that even beyond my own anxieties and the things that I was navigating, I wasn't sharing because of what some other people in my life were going through. And I noticed that I was taking a lot less pictures. I wasn't sharing about it. And again, there were some other reasons to it. But one reason was because I felt really sensitive to other people and what they had going on. And I started thinking about how there can be this duality where we can be sensitive and understanding to what someone is going through, but it doesn't mean that we have to walk on eggshells. And it doesn't mean that we can't be excited for our own journey. And I think that this is a really important conversation because we do not need to dim our light for someone else just to be kind. There's a difference between being unkind and being excited for yourself. And I had to have this reminder myself because really it came back to you can be aware and you can still share. And I had to keep telling myself, this is your journey and your story. And you can be understanding, you can be kind, you can be aware of what others are going through. But that doesn't mean that you're supposed to not talk about what you're going through. That doesn't mean that you're not supposed to live your life. That doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be excited for yourself. And there is a delicate balance here, like there is with everything in life. We want to be understanding of the fact that maybe we're not directly pouring that excitement on the one person that's hurting. But especially when it becomes like a larger platform of social media or something else, you're allowed to share your story and your journey. And yeah, one person may be going through something or they might not understand. They may not want to have that conversation. But we all have permission and the right to be excited about our own journeys and our own lives. And I wanted to talk about this here because I wanted to give you that permission too if you needed it. I recognized this in myself and I was like, wait a second. This is something that I need to do differently. This is something that I don't have to share my journey, but I shouldn't not be doing it because I'm worried about hurting someone else. I'm allowed to be excited and I'm also allowed to be understanding that someone else is struggling. I'm allowed to celebrate my pregnancy and what I have going on, understanding that someone else is desiring that. And it's going to be hard. And maybe that person stops following me for a little bit. And maybe that person isn't listening to that part of my story and my journey. And that's okay. But we are allowed to coexist. We are allowed to find this balance where maybe someone's having a hard time in their job and you're excited about a promotion you got. You're allowed to share about that. Just because their situation is looking different doesn't mean you can't be excited. Maybe someone's really struggling with their kid and you're super proud about something that your child recently did. It doesn't mean that you can't share about what's going on just because someone else has a challenge. And I think that we've found ourselves in sometimes over complicating what it means to be understanding of someone else's situation. You can be there to listen, to hold, to love on people. And it doesn't mean that you have to be quiet. It doesn't mean that you have to dim. And I think that's where the self-responsibility comes of learning how to talk about these things and how to try to be understanding of what others are going through without having to change everything about us or them. We can hold space for someone and what they're going through and understand that we might be a trigger for them in their season of life. But that doesn't mean you don't go after what your dreams and goals are. It doesn't mean that you don't pursue the next chapter of your life because it's triggering to someone else. You can love them, you can be there for them, and you can want them to have what's next in their journey, but it doesn't mean you change yours. And I think that this is really important because we're finding this, especially in this day and age, where there's just this hard balance of figuring out where can I speak up and say my truth while they can hold theirs. And so often it's self-inflicted. So often what you think the other person is thinking isn't actually what's happening. You're creating a narrative in your head and you're making a decision about something that actually isn't true. And as I found myself doing this, I wanted to share this reminder with you that you are allowed to live your truth. You're allowed to share your truth, and your truth is your truth. Just because someone else has a different truth doesn't mean that your truth has to be theirs. So in my example right now, I'm pregnant. I'm 29 almost weeks pregnant recording this. And my truth is that this is my third pregnancy, that I'm really excited to welcome this baby into our lives, that my first trimester was really challenging and I didn't feel well. And I've had a lot of anxiety this pregnancy, but I'm also so grateful to be carrying this baby. I'm so proud of being able to be here and get here and what's next for our family. And I know that not everyone wanted to be in this season of life at the same time is here with me. But my truth is still my truth. And I get to celebrate that and still look forward to those people having their truth and navigating what they have going on. Whatever that means for you, however that's showing up, that you're not allowing yourself to celebrate your wins or your accomplishments because you're worried how someone else may be feeling, this is your permission to do that and your permission to celebrate and love on those in your life while celebrating yourself. And tooting your own horn, if you will, celebrating being excited, staying in positivity when someone else may have a harder story going on. Allow yourself to be excited and celebrate while you still understand that other people may be going through a hard time. They can coexist. I promise you that. And this is a reminder to you for that. Sending you so much love, Mama. If you are celebrating something right now, go drop it in the Mama Has Goals app in the All the Mamas group. Equally, if you don't feel like you have anyone to share your hard things with because other people are celebrating, go drop it in there. The best thing about community is knowing that these things do coexist. And you can find people that are in whatever chapter you are in so that they can support you or celebrate you when you need it. And that is exactly what we do. So I'm sending you so much love. If you do not have a free account in our Mama Has Goals app yet, the link is below. Come and join us and share what you're celebrating or what you're challenged with so that we can hold, support, and celebrate you.
There's so much more where this came from. Take the next step and download the Mama Has Goals app or visit our web platform. Real, authentic, full, supportive community is available at your fingertips, and we can't wait to create space for you, Mama.